Welcome to Storytime with Tallulah. Today's reading comes from r/relationships. Our first story is titled, I accidentally exposed my friend for wearing wigs and have put her in the position of either lying or outing herself. Background. My best friend of 9 years, we'll call her Lola, 20-year-old female, and I, a 20-year-old female, are quarantining at our apartment together. She's trans and has had trouble growing her hair out, so she wears wigs. She has some really cute ones and other colors that she wears for fun and stuff, but she has a standard everyday wig she wears most of the time. Lola never got the traditional girly childhood, so we've been making one for her in quarantine. We built a fort in the living room, have been making friendship bracelets, playing summer camp style games. It's a lot of fun. Last week, Lola mentioned to me that she wanted to start a quarantine diary so that she could document her experiences for future generations. I actually thought it was really cool. And then we got on the topic of journaling and I told her about my first diary, one of those flimsy lock diaries that every girl had as a kid. We bought matching ones as part of our Give Lola Her Childhood Back crusade. They took a little while coming in, but we got them on Friday. Saturday night, some of our friends from college decided to do an impromptu girls' night in. Lola was in the shower, so I answered the Zoom without her. Side note, Lola is not out to anybody at our college, and I respect that. This is her fresh start, and she has a right to decide when she wants to come out to these people, if at all. I know I wouldn't 100% trust some of the people at our school with something as personal as this. We were talking about what we've been doing in quarantine, and I mentioned that we had gotten the diaries. I said it was for the nostalgia, and they wanted to see the diaries. We left the box in Lola's room, so I went to show them. Lola and I go into each other's rooms all the time. We're basically sisters to one another, and it's just about second nature. When we were younger, we had keys to each other's houses. I didn't think anything of it. I flipped the camera to show the diaries and didn't flip it back. I got distracted by a cute choker on her dresser and forgot that the camera was flipped there was anything to hide. They knew Lola has worn wigs out to parties, the club, etc., but her everyday wig was right out in plain view, and one of our nosier friends asked what the new wig was. I completely blue screened, and someone else realized that it was Lola's hair. I genuinely had nothing to say. They were asking why Lola wore a wig, and I had no explanation. I didn't want to out her. Someone else came to the conclusion that Lola must have cancer or alopecia, or some other horrible thing that causes hair loss. They've decided that she was just too embarrassed to say, and they all started going on about poor Lola, etc. I just didn't know what to say, and I said it wasn't my place to confirm or deny. I hung up and immediately told Lola. I apologized profusely, and I know how badly I effed up. I feel so guilty about it, but understandably, she's upset. Now, she's being forced to decide whether or not to out herself. Lola, understandably, doesn't want to lie about having some serious disease, and people are already trying to show support. At the same time, though, she doesn't want to have to come out. I don't know what to do. I want to support her, but she doesn't want to even see me right now. I have no idea. Yeah, you messed up pretty bad right there. That's there's no going back. That is such a difficult situation to even deal with. I don't even know. I honestly have I don't know. That's such an epic screw up. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Our next story is titled, My soon-to-be ex-husband seems to feel entitled to another chance with me. He's 29-year-old male, I'm a 28-year-old female. My husband and I have been together almost 8 years, married for 2.5 of those. Last May, in 2019, we separated seemingly overnight. He left me and our toddler and moved back to his hometown. There was never a solid reason given, just that he felt we should have never gotten married. In July, he changed his tune and wanted to be a family again. He was still at his job in his hometown, so I decided I would ride it out at my job in a different city for a couple of months to build my resume and then start looking for other jobs in his hometown. After 6 months of a brutal commute, taking care of our child during the week by myself and driving to his hometown every weekend, interviewing basically bending over backwards, I finally landed a great job in December. A week before I was to move into the new house we were buying together and start my new job, I found out he had been having an affair. He begged and pleaded for me to stay with him, said he'd break off all contact, and I foolishly agreed to give him another chance. 2 days later, while I was back in the different city and completing my last week of work at my old job, he unblocked her on everything and liked her pictures on Instagram. I was devastated. On top of that poop show, he kicked me out of the house we were supposed to move in together, and I had to find a new place to live 2 days before starting my new position. We have lived separately ever since. He has said and done so many hateful things in this time period and said so many times that he wants a divorce that I've lost count. Up until a month ago, he was still maintaining contact with her. I saw her car at his house, took pictures for the lawyers, etc., and he admitted he had been talking with her still. I stopped doing the pick-me dance about a month ago and stopped reaching out to him besides contact about our child. Now, he has suddenly changed his tune and is desperate to get me back and will do anything. He has unfollowed her on everything, unliked all her pictures, tells me not to give up on our family. I've moved on. I'm not interested in pursuing another relationship with him. He's hurt me deeply and I feel like I've been effed over by him so many times that I've lost count. How can I tell him there isn't a chance without sounding like a completely heartless person? I still want to be able to maintain a strong co-parenting relationship with him, so I am friendly to him, but he seems to take that as I want him back. I have relayed to him my feelings, but they fall on deaf ears. He says he will never stop trying to get our family back together and does not want a divorce. I do. Does anyone have any advice? Edited to add just to show the kind of person he is. When I asked him about the reason for his sudden change of heart, he said it was because I seemed stronger. Ah, the irony! Honestly, a big thank you to the prick for yanking the rug under my feet, not once, but twice, because I truly have realized how much better I can do and how I don't need anyone but myself to have a happy life. Second edit. Seriously, thank you to everyone who has read my story and commented. You have no idea how much it's helping me to focus on myself and realize I need to stop considering the feelings of someone who had no consideration of mine. I only hope that anyone who is in a similar situation realizes that you can and do move on. And I promise that you will feel like a 10,000-pound weight has been lifted off your back. Third edit. He is being served papers in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Guarantee that I've changed. Mask slips off. I hope I'm wrong, but I've learned all too well that my gut feelings are usually spot on. Hopefully, I'll be back with an update in a few months, with the good news that the split is official. Yeah, that guy sounds like an absolute, yeah, that's not someone that deserves... No. You already gave the chance again, which I wouldn't have done. To me, it's like cheating is like, that's it. Like one time it's over, game over, sorry, bye, done, don't know you anymore, have nothing to do with you. You already gave one chance and it screwed up. No, people like that don't change. They just don't. Our next story is titled, My Girlfriend, who is a 27-year-old female, is trying to start a commune with her family. I'm a 27-year-old male, not supportive, and she's not really listening. Edit number 2. She's in bed for the night. I guess I'm going to watch this midsummer you all keep bringing up, but ultimately, we will have to have a serious conversation about what we want out of the future. Interesting, you put your second edit at the very top, and why do you put your edits at the top? Also, to clarify up here, it is my girlfriend's mother coming into this money, not my girlfriend. I have no context, yet I'm reading updates. Edit. I'm just leaving work now, but I'll give this a quick update to answer some common questions before I head out. Okay, let's read the updates before we get to the story. This would be the Rocky Mountains, more specifically Colorado. We and some of her family currently live here, but outside Denver. My job is entry level, so yes, realistically, it wouldn't be hard to go back. I'm just lucky to make the money I do. I like having 4 days off a week, and it doesn't sound like you get that living off that land. If I don't contribute at all, like I plan to if this happens, I will be seen as lazy and ungrateful, which I feel her mother will be foaming at the mouth to call me. I wish I had context. I don't hate her family, I just find her uncle untrustworthy and her mother and I aren't on the greatest terms, but we have apologized and been civil since then. I feel like the reason the offer is extended to me is an apology of sorts. Her father also sees me as lazy, but ever since I got my new job, he's lightened up a bit, but still refuses to talk to me. I guess he's making an exception for this. I need high internet speeds because I play WoW and LoL daily. My girlfriend and I have agreed children are not for us due to lack of free time, money, and my girlfriend's mental health. She is not mentally stable enough to have a child, and she knows that. I just fear that being a better situation would change that, especially if she has the financial and physical help of her mother. While she is just my girlfriend, we have been together for over 4 years and are pretty much married in our eyes. We just don't feel the need to involve the government. The 10 acres number is just what her mother is throwing around. From what I understand, her mother is taking a trip to see her uncle and planned this out more sometime in the next year, as travel isn't advised at the moment. Okay, I mean, I've put edits at the top before. I'm not perfect. I can see now why it's extremely just doesn't make sense. I mean, you're responding to the people that you assumed already read it, but then the first people like reading it for the first time, this is just okay. I guess I could have scrolled down anyways. I don't know. All right, whatever. Okay, now into the story. We got some context. Hopefully it all puts the pieces together as we read it now. My girlfriend's mother is coming into a fair amount of money this year. She plans to renovate her house, sell it, and use that money to buy roughly 10 acres of property in the mountains and build 6 tiny houses for various family members, my girlfriend included. Her male family members, who all have passion for hunting, will take care of the meat, while the female members work on gardening. They don't plan on being self-sufficient or anything, but plan on trying to reduce the cost of living by supplementing off the land. I am completely not on board with this for several reasons. It will fail, no internet in the mountains, and if there is, it's not the 250 megabits per second I need. If I keep my job, it will be a pain to get there and back, especially during winter. If I quit my job, we are completely under her mother's control as we have no money or property of our own. She argues there are jobs in the mountains like seasonal shops, plowing snow, landscaping. Bears, we are child-free and will be pushed constantly by her mother to have a child, and my girlfriend will most likely agree because we're so stable financially now. I really don't like her family because it's not as serious right now. She's not really taking my protest seriously, although I'm not pushing back much because chances are this will never happen. I want to completely put my foot down, but she's so excited about this. She really believes it's going to work and it's really pulling her out of her depressive state, but I can't let this go on if I'm 110% against it. No chance. Any way to approach this rationally without getting pushback like, well, you're just being a downer, you'll get used to it, 10 acres is a lot, etc.? I don't know. It sounds like they're probably super anti-government, wanting to live off the land because they're afraid they're going to run out of food and resources and all their freedoms are going to be taken away, and then they're going to have to live in a militia to survive, and it's going to become, I mean, that's probably what they're thinking. They're thinking there's going to be some political social fallout where everyone just goes crazy and it's going to be a big civil war. So they're probably thinking they're going to prep for that and go live on a bunch of land. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people like that, and if you're with someone that's into that, then that's part of your relationship. You either, if she wants to do that, then that's her choice, and if you can't do that, then it's not, the relationship just isn't working, I guess. Obviously you can talk about it, but if their mind is set on it, then then their mind's set on it, and you're just gonna always have issues. I mean, arguing about the mountains not having internet so you can't play WoW, I don't know I don't think that's gonna help your case at all. You're just gonna have to sit down and have a very long conversation and get through all of your differing opinions, and you're either gonna conclude that you both either compromise, you come to an agreement where one side wins, or it's just not gonna work out. Either way, if it's not happening right now and it's not even a serious thing, I mean, just communicate it and let it go where it goes. But I don't think it's anything to really freak out about until they actually start making moves to go looking for land and trying to do it. Then it's okay, you really have to make a decision at that point. Other than that, I don't know. It's a weird situation. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you enjoy these types of videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know when more videos come out. If you'd like to join our Discord community, we have a really awesome group of people there. The link for that's in the description, along with all of my other social media links if you'd like to follow me on different places on the internet as well. Thank you all for your continued support. Hope you're staying safe out there. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.